Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Monster of Memory Destiny. The only way I would be able to get that is because currently the name is on screen right now. So, we're playing this again because I'm assuming there's something more if I were to start a new game after we got our first ending 0, I think it was, and that's my cat there. She's sitting on me today because she's kind of annoying. Can you not step on my headphones? Alright, so I'm not exactly sure when we'll see something new. I don't know. So I'll bring you guys back if I see something new. Alright guys, so I literally, I picked It's Time to Go to the Hospital just a second ago. And I think that was the choice I picked the very first time I played the game. And I just picked that a second ago, like I said. And I skipped through the entire game, and absolutely nothing changed. Also, this was the only choice in the entire game. So apparently making my bed is actually a pretty big deal. Like, I'm actually getting a little bit angry right now. Like, is this really going to change everything? If it doesn't, I'm going to be extremely pissed. Because that'll mean the entire game is missing. But if it does, I'm also gonna be pissed, because why is like so much of the game hidden away in one choice at the very beginning that's so meaningless? I don't know. Alright. Well, after freshening up, he put on his uniform, picking up scattered clothes and garbage on the floor on his way to the living room. Is this even different? I'm not even sure. You know what? This is different. Oh my god, I shouldn't be skipping through this. Oh my god. But you know, I literally have it set to skip red text, and I haven't read this. So it's skipping text I haven't seen. So, you know, that's not my fault. I was seeing that text there. There's my cat's ears. I was seeing that text there, and it looked like something I'd seen before, so whatever. Anyway, the laptop on the dining table was still on. His mother's a designer. Whenever she's caught up in work, she doesn't have time for the chores. His brother woke up earlier than him, and he was the one who had to deal with this mess. Now he'll have to take care of it on his own. He doesn't hate cleaning. It's just whenever he does this kind of thing, it reminds him that someone or something that's supposed to be there, and that bothers him. Someone or something. If this goes on, one day he might not be able to step out of his room due to that fear. He heard the clinking sound of keys, and the front door was opened. He turned and looked. It's his mother with a convenience store plastic bag in her hand.
小陈，你还没去上课吗？正好这边有吃的，拿去当早餐吧。
Should we be at school? The clock says 7:30 or so?
啊！哎，怎么有牛奶？我不敢喝啦！
Oh my god, stop screaming.
那是给小晴。
God, she is trying to get caught up in my headphone cord. The air froze immediately. With her mouth covered by her hand, Mom was deeply... Ow, she just bit me. I really hate this cat. She was deeply shaken inside. And no matter what they say, they couldn't avoid hurting each other, so they decided to remain silent.
抱歉，我忘记了。那就冰起来吧。我好像太...
He nodded, not saying a word. He watched as his mother left the living room, took out the milk that he refused to drink from the plastic bag, and opened the fridge. There's a row of milk boxes in the fridge, all of them still intact. But the only person in the family who could chug them easily is not here anymore. This is why he finds every reason not to open the fridge. It's like the whole world is forcing him to face the truth. He witnessed the death of his elder brother. The dead can't come back, and hope is a luxury that he can't afford. The truth is cold and pale, just like the milk boxes left in the fridge? Are you waxing poetic like Zach? Oh, that's terrible. It's trivial things like that. He stepped out of the front door quickly, trying to distract himself by busy doing something else, but his efforts were in vain. Sorry, the English is not great in this novel. Not me this time. Mother is not in good shape, but there isn't much that he can do to help her, considering that she's not the only one that needs help.
完蛋了！
Oops, I skipped over his line. He took a glance at his watch, realizing that he's going to miss the morning study session, and started running. During the break, he recalled that he bumped into a stranger this morning and shared this incident with his friend.
小夏，今天来学校途中，我不小心撞到一个脖子上有条码编号的女生，那个条码实在太特殊了，总觉得之前好像在哪里看过哎。
Uh-oh, he's talking about the happiness robots again.
条码啊，该不会是那个吧？人工智能生物，之前新闻很常看到的啊。
This is not silly nonsense. Compared to the others, yeah.
好像有，不过因为讲着很难的内容，听一会儿就没兴趣了。到底那个能干嘛啊？帮忙做家事？
真不愧是千层，只对体育新闻跟吃的有反应。既然这么好奇，就直接来请教搜寻引擎大神吧。
Girl, we know that the only reason that those things exist is because someone wants to, you know what with it. I mean, we're gonna do
要把
that
人
with
说的
it.
像
So
笨蛋好吗？
哦，结果出来了，第一项就是卫生署官网，哎，看来是跟政府合作的开发项目。我念喽，心理部门申请服务，人工智能拟态生物小开心，可以透过记忆拟态成人类，主要作为往生者家属的心理重建，以及往生者物品的数据化服务。拟态人的脖子上会有条码跟编号，作为和一般人类之间的区别。
为什么是针对死掉的人？是只能拟态成死人吗？
哎，这个，你看，他们网站的标题，想再见一次已无法相见的人吗？听起来很浪漫呢。
啊，
people you want to see again. Of course, I want to see.
不过这个广告是不是写得太美好了啊？说什么能够再见到无法相见的人？一般来说是不可能的吧？要怎么样才能办到呢？
So I still don't get what happened in the last route. And I still can't believe that making my bed or going to the hospital, literally the only one choice in the game, does they're completely different routes. One choice. Anyway, so in the other route, was he actually alive, our brother, or was he a robot? I still don't know or understand.
哦，这里还说着正在招募实验家庭，看来是希望得到更多数据的样子。
明明有卫生署的背书，看起来很可靠啊。把网页传给我吧。
没有什么比政府背书的事情更值得怀疑了。从国民平均生产毛额到幸福指数，还有我非常怀疑内阁官员有半数都是外星人。
哇，出现了！小夏最擅长的，笑眯眯说着都市传说。啊，不跟你胡说八道了。如果想申请当实验家庭的话
Okay, well, I think your
那去哪里办？
mom's probably already signed you up, considering she's buying all this milk.
去网页上标注的签约医院就可以了，看起来都是都市的医学中心。想想也是啦，乡下穷诊所哪来设备配合做这个？越来越可疑喽，由政府所主导的邪恶科学计划。医生一定会戴着反光到看不见眼睛的眼镜，最终的目的是使人类的灵魂融合为一体。
够了。
The woman I bumped into this morning, is she a simulant of a dead person? She was like a zombie. Although she didn't look that different from a normal person. I can relate to how they feel, and the thought of wanting to see them again no matter what, even if it's a zombie. I want to see my elder brother again.
阿成，你个混蛋！今天早上又敲到晨练。
When he saw the ball coming his way, he couldn't stop it in time. What the? Is that a ball or a atom bomb?
干嘛啦？很痛哎！混蛋！
Yeah, we know him. He's kind of a jerk, whatever. Let's see, even though I know he has good intentions, but I'm really caught up by the funeral and other stuff, and the way of him caring about me is
不
annoying.
想念的话，干脆退社啦。反正你原本就是你哥的跟屁虫，他不在了，你留在社团还有意义吗？如果不是这样的话，就快点来练习啊！按照之前友谊赛的成绩，都已经进正选了耶，振作一点好不好？
只是睡过头而已。
Are you really getting angry at him because he didn't come to practice after his brother, like, recently died?
啥烂理由？耍我吗？每个人嘴里都千情千情的，去社团是气氛差的要命。不过是个失败的天才，到底有什么好了不起的？升高中之后表现也没得。
有种你再说一次。
就算你哥之前踢得再好，那到底关我什么事？我就是要说他混。
快住手！你们两个都想丢掉正选资格吗？
足球什么的，我已经
Oops. Well, he doesn't care about soccer anymore, but I skipped over it. My brother's gone. He left behind the arguing peers. Just wanted to leave this place that could damage his determination. He wanted to find a place that he can be alone. Any place will do. He couldn't leave the campus during the school hour, and he ended up choosing to climb all the way up to the rooftop of the school building. I want to see my brother again so much. I really don't like how it randomly switches between third person and first person, the narration. I'm determined. Well, he's gonna do it. Do it, jump off.
试试看吧。
Alright. As he was thinking about it, he started filling out the experiment family recruitment application form. Whatever. The email response came back quicker than he expected, and his application was accepted. Oh. After several rounds of exchanging emails, we just exchanged a couple emails, and then they sent me a robot sex doll of my brother. Awesome, dude. More information was provided, and the researchers and the nurse in charge of their case came to their house for tutoring and seeing the experimental environment for themselves.
千成同学，基本的情况都已经确认过了，你可以不用这么紧张了。
The researcher quickly noticed his worries. She spoke to him in a warm smile, trying to comfort him. She seems to know her way around these procedures, and she looks very professional. I'm confused. What?
好的，真有精神呢。
Wait, what? Okay, this says this says she spoke to him with a warm smile, trying to comfort him. The gender pronouns are mixed up. Are you telling me my mom's a man and this researcher's a woman? Okay, it doesn't make any sense. Anyway.
申请者是未成年，这点的确比较特殊。但既然已经有监护人同意了，对我们来说也会成为不错的案例。之后应该还会有希望与家人一起参加的心理评估等等例行上需要的活动，到时候还请尽量拨冗。目前的申请没什么太大的问题。
The voice of the researcher was calm and peaceful. I mean, is it totally legal to be creating a sex doll for an underage applicant? Is that legal? I don't think it is. Although for Mom and I, to be able to see my deceased brother is a huge thing. Perhaps one of the most amazing graces of our lives. To her, it was only an experiment project. After realizing the difference in feelings between both sides, they calmed down a little bit, and the excitement wore off.
那我们现在来做一些基本的介绍。这个实验计划以1年为限。 当然，中间任何时刻都可以申请退回。
As the researcher was talking, she opened... What? Is this a woman? And is my mom a man? She opened the carefully wrapped cardboard box with a serial number on it. Then she took out a white cube a little larger than the size of her palm.
这个就是这一次实验最重要的产品——小开心。
I guess I shouldn't be judgmental. My mom can be a man. This researcher can be a woman.
具有拟态能力的人工智能生物。侧边有打上产品编号，拟态成人类后会显示在脖子左侧的地方。一开始我们会给它吃要拟态对象的 DNA 讯息，比方毛发或血液。小开心拟态成人类后，它的生存本能会被触发。为了达成更完美的拟态，会主动要求更多拟态对象的资讯。
可以再说的更具体一点吗？
小开心的主食是具有回忆的物品，也就是拟态对象使用过的东西。
Oh god. It feeds on items of memories. Memory, the monster of destiny. Or maybe it's the other way around.
小开心会将吞噬的物品数据化，得到越多数据，它就会越像拟态对象。
等等，这个意思是说，要让他吃遗物吗？
是的，
He wondered if it's just him, or she was saying cruel lines with a kind and peaceful tone.
但
Yep,
吃掉的
still
东西
she.
会以数据的形式储存在小开心内建的记忆体中，并不算是完全消失。当然，关于把实体消灭这一点上，会造成财务损失，这一点还请协助者们自行斟酌。
Turning the actual items into data can be convenient, such as transferring money online or reading books on a screen. But these items are all we have left of him. I'm not sure if it's a good idea just to get rid of those like that. That said, digitization is just a fancy word. It's like after taking a picture of the item, you can throw the actual item away. There's no
不过
difference
回忆
between
的含
them.
量会影响到小开心的保持度，所以尽量拿拟态对象有长时间使用的东西
The
是最好
memory
的。
percentage of the item? What is this, Kingdom Hearts?
当回忆量不足的时候，小开心就会饥饿。但小开心的设定是不会主动进食的，需要由申请者来喂食。如果饥饿状况持续一段时间后，机能会逐渐下降，最终极有可能会因为能量不足而停止运作。
What if we run out of memories to feed it?
所以小开心饥饿时，
Do we just have to
尽量
throw
来
it
立刻
out?
喂食。
Do we just throw out our sex doll in a dumpster? I'm still processing all these information. This. Who would have thought I'll need more determination to complete the daily feeding tasks than to have the courage to sign up for the experiment family program?
其实也不用想得太复杂，这个实验计划还不够完善，也有许多不确定因素，希望你能慎重考虑再决定。
She remained a relaxed and breezy tone. Yes, she did. She did it. Seriously, we've come so far. Who would have changed their mind and withdrew their application? This is not resurrection, but a one-time seance with the help of modern technology and heavy prices. My price is to feed my brother's remaining items to it.
我想再一次见到哥哥。
那么，我要说最重要的一点了。
Took a deep breath and made up my mind.
刚刚有提到小开心有产品型号，而小开心只会对型号产生反应，请在日常生活中以型号来称呼它。因为必须要清楚地辨别小开心并不是人类，也不是把死者复活，而是作为申请者情绪抒发的出口。它终究只是人工智能体，这一点非常重要。
Then why did you give it such soft insides? I'm assuming. We don't have it yet, but maybe it's more than that. An instinctive thought crossed his mind. No, it's not a complete lie. In order to separate the machines from the humans, we'll have to call them by a serial number. If that's true, why did they grant it the ability to simulate? What is this experiment? Isn't being able to see the deceased person the key point of the ad? In other words, if it's not being able to see my brother again, I wouldn't have gone through all that application process just to get rid of the remaining items of his. But after I've gone through all of those, I was asked not to mistake it with my real brother. What they're saying is contradictory itself. As I was pondering, Mom picked up the manual and the contract on the table. She hasn't spoken a word since the researcher started her speech. After skimming through the documents a few times, she nodded at the end.
哦，这就是你们申请的小开心，型号 R1614。
Oh, there is a woman here. The nurse. The nurse, is she the one that they've been referring to as she? I don't know. The nurse helped her put the... No, see, that's not the case because they said the word researcher and then she directly like after one another. So they think the researcher and she are the same person. So there's two she's here. There's the nurse and there's the researcher. And they're both she's, and respect that. The nurse helped her put the cube demonstrated earlier on the table.
那么要由申请者做启动的步骤。这边是你们提供的千晴先生的 DNA 抹片，只要放进插口就可以了。启动后，小开心会以指纹来辨识申请者及喂食者。
I did what the researcher told me to do and put the DNA sample into the machine slot. What the? It was a truly rare scene to watch. The white cube expanded, extended, and twisted at the moment of activation. The inorganic surface, once smooth, looked like a group of metal clumps. Wow, his nipples are really out there. It vibrates fast, and suddenly the humanoid limbs stretched out, and the structure of the body formed from a little cube? The head popped out, his facial features were established, and his hair has grown. In the blink of an eye, his once pale and plastic-ish skin began to look pink and healthy. Brother, those nipples be looking pink. Magic. Illusionary. Delusion. Mom cried and screamed. Her voice pulled me out of the shock and brought me to reality once again. Ooh, Mommy. He's cute. He's cute, Mommy. Can we keep him? Can I keep him in my room? Oh dear. Oh my. Haru, my brother, stood in front of me right now, staring back at me with his head slightly tilted without any facial expression. My brother.
哥，
我是 R1614。
Alright, no need to be a dick. Or maybe there is a need. Something's wrong. The young man sitting in front of me is a machine that looks exactly like my brother. I have to remember that. The researcher fetched the spare clothes and put them on the naked RE614. That wasn't necessary. You don't have to put clothes on him.
那么，来示范一下喂食方式。任何之前千晴先生使用过的东西都可以。
Well, sometimes in my room, I'd feed him this thing. I don't know if that'll work now. Just everybody, let us go to our room together and I'll feed him. Even though the researcher witnessed the cube turning into a human, she didn't look astounded at all. Of course, she must have been through the same process many times and got used to it a long time
比
ago.
如说，哦，在那边柜子上的足球。
不行，
It was a ball I used to practice with my brother in our childhood.
最初会建议使用回忆量比较高的东西，这样也能方便小开心强化对原生家庭的认知。
The researcher explained without getting upset at all. On the contrary to my emotional outbursts, her indifference showed just how cold this experiment is. She is one cold ice queen. The understanding of the family? This thing is clearly not my brother, but it looks exactly like my brother.
那小晴的手机可以吗？
Mom handed my brother's phone to the researcher timidly.
可以的，手机的资讯量应该足以让他认出身边的人。哦，小开心只能由申请者喂食，完全尊重申请者的意愿进食，所以要由千晨同学来喂食。
Alright, but again, I am asking him to take off his clothes. There's no need for them. The researcher gave me the phone. The whole phone. Would you prefer half of it? Would you prefer he snap it in half? It's getting weirder. I mean, is it really necessary to use the whole phone? I guess we should, like, get in the kitchen, take out our butcher's knife, cut it up into little pieces? I don't know. I don't know. Isn't it the most important part of the phone the chip inside? Take it out and it should be enough. What exactly is memory percentage anyway? Or can an inorganic device store memory under a natural state? You hungry? With all sorts of doubts, I still brought the phone to RE614's mouth. You wanna eat some phone? Oh, he ate it! Along with the hard case, RE614 ate the phone quickly, with no problem at all. He eats just like how humans eat, but not what a human body can consume. Did he chew it? The machine, no, I mean the AI creature tried to start a conversation. Oh my god, are we actually getting more than... How do I save? Okay, I guess I can't save during choices, is what I just learned right now. Yes. Well. It's fine. Although it feels a little bit odd, it's just like my brother came back. I shouldn't have such hope. What's in front of me is not my brother. Oh no, he came back. Although it feels a little odd, it's like my brother came back. After seeing something that looks like his brother, the burden he carried deep inside was no more. He was close to an emotional breakdown, but now he seems to be fine again. No matter how hard he tried to act tough, he wanted his brother to be here with him, and that is a fact he can't dispute. He used comforting Mom as an excuse, but that wasn't true. He always uses all kinds of reasons to explain himself in order to hide his real thoughts. He fears that once his feelings are revealed, he wouldn't be able to face his family, even to live with himself. This is the only comfort he can get in a dilemma like this. Small and fragile is his hope. He never would have thought his long-cherished wish came true this way. Although it's a little bit unusual, but the fact that he can see his brother again is a miracle. No matter what happens in the future, he just wants to capture this moment and remember it forever. Yay! He acquired a sex doll. A few minutes before going to school, he was using his phone in the room. Now the screen shows the introduction page of Happiness created by the Department of Public Health and Changjiang Corp together. One of the tabs has the option of Apply for Returning Happiness. He wanted to return that useless thing for a while, although... Wait, what? Although he had a hunch that it might end up this way. He wanted to return it? Already? He just got it. After some hands-on experience, that feeling of awe, it was exactly how I thought it would be, grew stronger. It doesn't make any sense. Simply put, I got a thing that looks very alike to my brother into our house. I don't know what I was thinking. The whole world and rational part of my mind remind me constantly that it's nothing but an AI creature. The existence of happiness doesn't make me feel any better. Not one bit.
小程，你在吗？
Startled by Mom's voice, I put the phone in my pocket and walked out of the room. RE614's in the living room. He smiled at me when our eyes met. If it were my brother, his smile would be much brighter, and he would urge me to finish my breakfast quickly.
早安。早安。
I noticed you're wearing clothes again. I thought we talked about this, RE614. It was super awkward. But the only one that feels awkward is me, because happiness doesn't have emotions. If you think about it that way, as a human being, having to show emotions all the time was quite a disadvantage comparing to him.
小程，你果然还没出门，上课要迟到了吧？
那个，我从早上就觉得不太舒服。
好，那就用肛门塞剂让小程快点退烧好了。
Mom, I don't like you like that.
不用了。
还有心情开玩笑也不错啦，偶尔偷懒一下也没关系的，迟到就算了吧。妈现在来做早餐，吃饱再去学校。
And what are you talking about? You're the one that's making the jokes. Nasty ass mom. Mom seems to be in a good mood. At least that's a lot better than before I applied for happiness. She was really not in good shape back then. This is one of the reasons why I can't make up my mind and send RE614 back. Is there a faster way I can say that? Unlike me being worried and anxious, Mom accepted that Mom accepted this being that looks exactly like her elder son. She treats it not as a tool and equipment, but as the same as the real Haru. This is wrong, and I know it clearly. No, it might be right. If Mom needs something for relief and to forget the pain of losing her son, if the purpose of it is to replace my brother, it does work. Although...
R1614也一起吃吧。
See, Mom is already...
他没必要吧？R1614不需要吃人类的食物也能活动，不是吗？
You notice something that I just saw? Do you see those cups on the table? Are they not incredibly tiny? Like, are they not just the smallest thing? Like, look at them relative to the other objects. Like, look at them relative to the apples and the... They looked so tiny. That's weird. That's really weird. They're like miniature. That's not right. I tried to reason against it, but she won't listen to me for sure.
有什么关系？反正研究员不是说可以，说明书也说吃一般食物没关系啊。
说是可以没错了，可是他吃了也不会有饱足感就是了。
R1614也想吃，对吧？
Mom asked for happiness's consent with a big smile on her face. This is the ironic. My heart aches just by looking at it. This is... Wait, no, this is ironic. My heart aches just by looking at it. It's been a week since we applied for happiness. He sleeps and is capable of eating regular food, although to an intellectual creature, it's just part of the simulant behavior. Or you can say this behavior was designed for the simulant. No, simulant is not the real purpose of it. This language is not making sense. If the simulant behavior is part of the experiment, then what are they trying to achieve or to record? They said they printed a barcode on the side of their neck in order to separate them from human beings. But those kinds of marks can easily be covered by clothes or scarves. Simply put on some liquid foundation, and that'll do the trick as well. So what's the point of that? I can't stop thinking about this. Happiness simulating ability is so impressive, and it looks like the real person, and for now I can't spare the effort to figure out how it works. Sometimes when I look up, I have to do my best to hold the intuitive feelings of wanting to call him my brother. This feels so odd, and the struggle inside is hurting me. If only I could let happiness replace my brother just like that. If only I could ignore what my rational mind has been telling me and just forget.
来，小城的牛奶。
Girl, I don't drink milk. Mom brought the beverage for breakfast.
妈，不要再买这个了啦，没人要喝啊。
喜欢。
RE614 reached for the milk, drank it, and looked satisfied. I really hate it when it sometimes shows that it has the same habits with my brother.
那我出门喽。
小城，下午好像会下雨，记得带伞。
好。
那个，
What? RE614 stroked his stomach. What sort of power source does this guy have? Solar power? Heat? How does he digest the food he eats? We've talked about it. He's the monster of destiny, memory, or the other way around. Destiny, the monster of memory. No wonder it was all over the news. A machine that can run on anything. As I'm pondering over these questions that can't be answered now, I reached my hand to the sordid remaining things of my brother and took out a book. Just like feeding animals in a zoo, all I have to do is bring something close to his mouth and he will eat it. He can eat literally anything. As if the general laws of physics don't apply to him, he devours them all. It's been a week. During the week, I fed RE614 some more. I only did it occasionally, and most of them were books my brother rarely read or small objects. According to its manual, the things you're more willing to lose have lower memory percentages. The problem is that the definition of the memory percentage is way too ambiguous. Think about it. Let's say there's an inherited gold ring that's really important to a person that died. Of course you don't want to lose it. What if the owner cherished it so much and put it into the safe right after he or she got it, and the ring stayed there until they died? There are two kinds of things that you cherish. Things that have financial values and things that have emotional values. Although memory percentage is probably calculated based on emotional values more, but it doesn't mean that losing things that have financial values won't hurt. For instance, many people commit suicide out of despair because their hard-earned life savings were taken through means of fraudulent scammers. How do you determine the emotional values of things that were probably owned by different owners? However, RE614 does get hungry easily now that I feed it only less important things. But I really don't want to give up the things that are really important like this. I guess the memory percentage is determined based on how often the item was used. So, does it mean that an object has memory of its own? This is confusing. Yeah, you want to get closer to me? All of a sudden, RE614 reached his hands towards himself and squeezed his own cheek. Why'd you get closer to me? Wait, towards himself? Wait, towards himself? What? Huh? Then why is Sumi crying out? What?
奇怪的脸，
You mean they reached towards Sumi? What? You just... What? This is so bad. A big smile grew on RE614's
别
face.
这样！
Like, it's just indicating the wrong subject or whatever, you know? It's like, what?
不，没什么。
Or it's indicating the wrong object. It's weird. RE614 is like a toddler that's still in his exploring phase. He's naive and curious about anything. According to what the researchers said, as happiness consumed more and more items that contain memories, his knowledge of human will expand as well, including common sense in our everyday lives, etc. Will it be common sense that fits in the society or common sense of the simulating subject? If the simulating subject is insane or having abnormal behaviors, wouldn't it be dangerous? It might even hurt itself because of some strange behaviors. In this regard, the experiment didn't set any limitations at all. Even though they did background checks on the experiment participators, but we didn't know how thorough they were. There's secrets that are unknown to anyone but themselves. I realize this now. I didn't understand my brother as well as I thought I did, and it bothers me. Happiness's knowledge came from the things that contain memories. He can simulate any knowledge and skills possessed by the simulating subject. Theoretically, if he still has memory storage left, he can imitate them all. However, whether he can show them as they were is a different story. Comparing to the day RE614 was first booted, when he was an expressionless robot, the RE614 now has the ability to wear a smile, and he's truly an AI creature for sure. Simply put, RE614 has become more and more like a human being, and more like my brother. Maybe it's not a bad idea.
这种东西不管吃多少都不会饱吧？
As I was talking to him, I left the dining table and took out a plain t-shirt that my brother used to wear at home a lot. I delivered it straight into RE614's mouth. He opened his mouth and took a large bite without hesitation. Clearly, this is me trying to do some kind of pointless test. I want to know how well RE614 can imitate and reinforce the belief I have in my mind that he's not my real brother with his weird diets.
好吃。啊，还有这个。
It was the lucky knots my brother bought online for good luck before the competition. What is that? I heard many of his teammates have one too. RE614 has no reason to say no, and he chewed the lucky knots up thoroughly. He looked pretty satisfied. Is it though? It's probably all in my head. Maybe it's something it has to do, putting on such an expression in order to get more energy resources from humans. In other words, in order to survive. Wait a second, is this survival instinct? It's only some sort of program feature, right? Causing the applicant to be haunted with guilt, and the only way to lighten the burden is to feed it. Well, in theory, I should be able to gain some form of comforts from the process of feeding it, and feel satisfied. After all, this is what the experiment was about. At least that's what they said. But this doesn't help me at all, and I was full of doubts and anxiety. It's scary. What is this? What's the purpose of existing? What's its purpose of existing? Mom was happy though. Merely the speculations of how Mom sees happiness send a shiver down my spine. Mom smiles again after a long while, and her smile came from the bottom of her heart. It seems like everything's gonna be fine. But after all, it was only an illusion of happiness for now. I know if I return happiness now, Mom will definitely have an emotional breakdown. After RE614 finished his main course, he transferred the attention to the food on the table. Comparing to how fast he consumed the items left by the dead, the way he enjoyed human food was elegant and graceful. He pierced the egg yolk first, added in a few drops of soy sauce. He wrapped the veggies with bacon, ate them like a roll, then finished the tomato in one bite. Toasts were first folded in half and broken into pieces, then dipped in the yolk before they went in his mouth. Just the way how my brother would eat them. He is closer to my brother comparing to how he was 10 minutes ago. If this goes on, not long after, the real brother will appear, right?
建成先生，
什么事？
厕所。
No. Yeah, I can help you.
哎，
想上厕所。
Yeah, I'll go. I'll help you in there, hon.
你需要上厕所吗？
I'll hold it for you while you pee. Does happiness need to go to the toilet? If the answer to that question is yes, why would he defecate after eating all those artificial fibers and cotton products? Even if it does need to defecate, why would he do it after 1 week?
这是拟态活动的一环吗？真辛苦你了。
I can't help but mock him. Honestly, I hate that his imitation's getting more and more accurate, and I don't know why.
不能上厕所吗？
R614 seemed a bit confused, as if he was confirming whether this action was right.
与其说是能不能，不如说你不需要吧。
千成先生不需要吗？
我当然需要啊，但是你
Suddenly, I found myself silly arguing a matter like this with happiness. It's almost like I was arguing with myself.
我需要这样。
不，你必，你可能不是这，很需要。
I mean, he did eat all that food. It has to go somewhere, sis. What am I talking about?
想去上厕所的话就去啊，知道厕所在哪里吧？
但是办不到，
啥？
该怎么做呢？
啊？怎么做？
It's just using the toilet, right? You want to use it, but you don't know how. No. Even something delicate and the top of the edge like an AI creature having a bit of an issue in the data transferring system is possible. Anyway, how did I learn to use the toilet when I was a child? I remember it started with diapers, right? Then I learned how to climb up and sit on the toilet bowl. When I was a little older, I learned how to use it from my brother. All of these aren't helpful at all. Maybe it'd be easier to just not let him use the bathroom. It feels wrong, though.
我知道了啦，跟我去厕所。
Oh, we're gonna show him.
好的，
Girl. We're in the bathroom, and that is where we shall end today's episode of Destiny, the Monster of Memory, or perhaps it's the other way around. So, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying getting used to our new robot brother this time. I think he might have been actually alive last time. I don't know. I was considering last route. Maybe we just sort of were delusional and ignoring the fact that he was a robot or something. I don't know. I thought we were just like avoiding the fact and didn't want to face reality that he actually did die. But maybe he was alive last route and wasn't a robot. But this time he's definitely a robot, and we definitely are about to help him in the bathroom, and that's going to be pretty hot for us. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time, where we help him pee or poop. Ugh, I don't know about that one.